everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hearthstone. So what do we have to do today? We need to get one rogue or warrior victory. Hopefully we can get that. Destroy 40 minions, I'll keep that in mind, and play 13 more minions that cost 2 or less. So let's go ahead and just continue playing ranked with rogue. I have still a few things to talk about from this week, this 3 days. Apparently, at some point, there was a contest, and I didn't hear anything about this, for Hitman, where they asked the players of Hitman, the new Hitman, that's releasing in a very strange way that's actually working a lot better than I thought it would. They're basically DLCing it to death, but in such a way that when you bought the game, you got all of it, I think. I don't think the new expansions cost anything extra. At least, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm totally wrong about that. But that seems to be the case. That was a bad play. Watch. She's just going to use her thing to kill him and then hit me on the face. And that's going to be pointless. Interesting choice. Interesting choice to do it that way.
Oops.
So they had a contest between, do you want the next elusive target, which elusive targets are, I believe, targets that are only available for like a week for the players to try and kill, and maybe they only get one attempt at it, or maybe they get multiple attempts but it's only for a week. They're doing a lot of experimentation here, really breaking the mold of video game releases in that they're giving you content that isn't actually going to exist after a while.
Ruby to the face.
Let's go ahead and kill this guy. That's the best thing I can do. So it was like, would you rather the next elusive target be Gary Busey or Gary Cole? And Gary Cole, you probably know him if you saw him, but the name does not ring a bell in my head anywhere as much as what Gary Busey does. So inevitably, Gary Busey wins. And in the videos, I noticed both of them were wearing kind of the same suit. So I imagine what happened here is they simply did 3D face scans for both characters. And then they just said, well, we'll just patch that 3D face onto either one of this other guy. Is there going to be actual voice acting in there? If there is, it's probably going to be not a lot. So, because of that, I imagine it wasn't too much work. But it is a kind of funny thing. And Hitman's comedy always it's just something I haven't figured out yet totally. When I played Hitman Absolution, and there was just an entire couple levels where you're trying to take out assassins in nuns outfits and leather. It's just like, what in the world is going on here? I don't even have a clue.
Listen closely.
So, yeah, I really don't get all the conversation, all the comedy there. Darn it, they killed my corn guy. I was hoping to use my corn guy. Alright, I'm gonna take this, and then take this,
Job's done.
and use that well, I believe. Now that's gonna just double up both of my Cthulhu's. So Lego Dimensions 2 is effectively, they're gonna have a higher the hero ability. So no longer are you gonna have to actually buy the minifigs in Season 2 of Lego Dimensions. Instead, you're gonna just spend some studs, things that you collect in the game. That's what studs always were before in so I doubt that's changed. And then you can just either hire them for a temporary time or a permanent time. Kinda doesn't even matter. It depends, I guess, if LEGO Dimensions ever gives you the extra cheats. Because I guess if you didn't have the extra cheats available to you, you may always be a little bit limited on studs, or you might have to play levels over and over again, which would be ridiculous. I'm not sure how much, like a regular Telltale game or a regular LEGO game, LEGO Dimensions is, but this is for the Green Arrow, Next Dimension, and eventually Supergirl, and I believe also the bad guy from the LEGO movie, Lord Business or whoever. And if all those things are true, and this really starts to shine a great light on maybe what they're gonna shift into in LEGO Dimensions. Maybe LEGO Dimensions will become this thing where you can purchase the minifigs, but you don't have to. If it came to PC, that's my main problem with it. It's like, I really don't even have that too big of a deal with purchasing the characters and level packs and all of that. It would be a lot of money, but if this was just going to be what LEGO games are, the LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens game was kind of mediocre in its reviews. I don't know if I ever talked about it. It's like, they just didn't have enough content there. And it's unsurprisingly when you compare it to something like put a minion from your deck into the battlefield. I would love to be able to do this, but I can't.
Oops, I broke
right now. So sprint, give me 4 cards. I'm looking for Cthulhu, and I'm not finding him.
I obey.
Bring the pain.
Here we go.
So, yeah, I'd love to see some change there. I imagine they're gonna have to do some real thinking because the Ghostbusters new movie is out. It's getting mediocre reviews at best. I kind of wonder if it's not getting slightly better reviews than it deserves. But I haven't seen the movie either, so for all I know, it's getting exactly the right review. But the best result I heard from it was that somebody said in 4 months' time, when people say Ghostbusters, they're gonna mean the 1984 Ghostbusters, in the same way that before that movie came out, when people said Ghostbusters, they meant the 1984 Ghostbusters and not the original Ghostbusters movie, which there was this original Ghostbusters movie with a monkey in it that was really, really stupid, but and nobody remembers or thinks of that, so. Deal 2 damage, give Cthulhu +2/+2. 2 there. Actually, I should have done.
Is an illusion. The sleeper has awoken. Listen.
Should have done 2 damage there, I would have won. Let's play these 2 cards because I need to do that for a quest. So if this one doesn't game over and concede, that'll be my next move. Maybe I should have done that anyways. Just play these 2. Alright. This one.
You like my invention?
This one.
Master.
Draw a card. Give me a couple of those. Let's see if this wins. I bet this doesn't win. Let's see.
Listen.
just gonna end my turn here. I can only play one more 2 card anyways. See, this the irony here is as I'm screwing around here, I may actually
Here
lose.
we go.
I have 1 more card, he has 10 more cards. So what else? Let's see, Lego Dimensions, the art director from, let's see, Fallout 2 and
I'm out of cards.
Counter-Strike Go or something, has moved on to a different company. That, see, and I guess if I drew 4 cards, I'd lose, wouldn't I? I'd take 1 and 2, then another 3, so that'd be 6, and then another 4, that'd be 10. So if I played this, I'd do 10 damage.
Sleep.
But I need victories too, so I'm gonna take the victory. Desperately still trying to get to rank 18. But still very much desperately trying to get to rank 18. We need to do just a little bit more and we'll be done with all of our quests. See, I still don't have a great way to break this into like 3 recordings. There's still not a lot happening in the video game industry. Comic-Con is coming up. I've noticed that Sci-Fi, SYFY still. I wish they'd change that name. Just go back. It's so dumb. But they're gonna do some Comic-Con coverage, which, you know, that's kind of interesting, kind of not, all in one move. Because what it effectively means is Comic-Con last year crossed, at least in my mind, crossed the barrier from being a comic book convention, which I don't even know how to be a fan of comic books. I've said this before, I've tried, but I just don't have a clue.
Oops, I broke a diamond.
But it effectively jumped the shark there last year and just became all about announcing the newest Spider-Man movie, the newest Marvel movies, the newest Walking Dead season. It's just become this huge commercial thing, which I guess that's what E3 is too, and maybe that's what is necessary to do for these conventions to even be successful and continue. And it's not like that's a terrible thought. If Comic-Con just changed its name to NerdCon, that works, and you're kind of seeing more of that play out now that there's going to be live coverage on it on the Sci-Fi Channel. Although, too, the Sci-Fi Channel has just been very consistently but very slowly losing any viewership that it had. It never really had that much of viewership in the first place. And that's in general the truth about TV too. I tried to watch the Stranger Tales on Netflix and I got through 1 episode and then I said, you know what, I don't have time for it. I do want to go back and watch it, but I just don't have time. I'm wasting time watching TV, I'm wasting time watching the original Ghostbusters movie on Blu-ray, which I did that once or twice. I'm wasting time working on my server. As soon as I started getting it to work, I was like, well, now a little bit of it works, and now I no longer have that excuse to just not touch it anymore.
Heed the call of Cthulhu!
Job's done.
At the start of your turn, put a 10-cost minion from your deck into your hand. That'll get me Cthulhu. So yeah, time is just getting wasted. It feels like an incredible waste of time covering the strong bad games, the home star running games, whatever they are called. but I kinda wish, but I'm gonna cover it still. I mean, obviously, it'd be ridiculous to stop. I've done 4 out of the 5 episodes already. It would be ridiculous to say, yeah, this is just so bad I don't even want it on my channel. That doesn't make sense. Plus, I personally need to just learn to cover bad games. I've definitely been pickier than what a regular video game reviewer would be. There's tons of bad games that I'm just going to not.
Feeling chilly?
Not. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. After this game, I'm gonna pause this recording and deal with the phone call. This is also another thing I need to work with, and then I'll come back and we'll do another 15 minutes. So.
I hope you like my invention.
Now, of course, coming back may mean that I'm gonna come back for me several hours later, or maybe just a minute later, depending on what the phone call is. These things are not happening great. And if I wasn't talking about my channel, I imagine I would just probably try and hide it. But I'm not gonna do that on Hearthstone. It doesn't even matter. Might as well. That is the thing, is I don't get too many phone calls in a month even. Sometimes 0 phone calls in a month, but if somebody is calling you, then you know it's an important one. Job done. Here we go. Next turn, Cthulhu should win this. The only 2 10 cost minions I have are these 2. So that kind of makes this card a little bit useless.
Feeling chilly?
But it would be ridiculous to have more 10 card cost cards. I need to play some 2 cost minions too. So he's down to 2 this time. I imagine that's gonna do it. So I play this, then I play this, and hope it's some more 2 cost minions. The only thing that saves him this turn is if he just has that one secret that saves him. This,
Oops, I
this, play this. And that gives me a bunch of 5 cost minions, fine. So we'll attack here. Vaporize. Fine, we'll attack here. And it's this. Ice block. That's what I figured. End the turn. One more attempt. Let's see. It'll be kind of helpful too, though. I'd hate to sit here and edit the whole thing though, and like edit out every match loading and everything. Just pause recordings and start recordings, and it's not really pausing and starting recordings. What it is stopping a recording, starting a new recording, and then taking that new recording and combining it with the old recording.
This way.
Job done.
Oh man, did he another ice block?
I can't play that.
Can't even attack the face when you have that going.
I am the essence of magic.
Well, does he think he can actually...
I'm out of cards. I'm out of cards.
Does he think he could actually survive that?
You win this.
No. He didn't. Alright, so we'll come back and do it for 10 minutes. We've got like a little bit more to do. Not gonna wrap up, just gonna end. We'll start right back here. And we're back, so turns out it wasn't a big deal after all, just a dumb phone call, so nothing I had to do. Barely a couple minutes left, so I need to destroy 40 minions, and I might as well do that on ranked play, and I might as well just stay with this and just continue playing and try this Cthulhu deck. In general, not happy with the Cthulhu expansion. All the other changes that came along with the Cthulhu expansion in particular, I'm not happy with, but the Cthulhu and the old gods parts, not very happy.
Watch your
So,
back.
the two things left to talk about is Rise of the Tomb Raider is gonna have a lot of extra things on PlayStation. Or it's got a zombie mode, it's got a PSVR mode, and it has the original models of the original 5 models that you can play with throughout the whole game. So you can play early PlayStation 1 era Lara Croft throughout the whole game with her tiny 16 pixels, 16 polygons, makes the whole model type design,
I hope you like my invention.
which would be really weird, but I mean it's a cool idea. I mean, nice way to do a little bit of an homage. It's kind of sad that that didn't happen in the original Rise of the Tomb. What is it? What was the reboot one called? Just Tomb Raider with no subtitle? I don't know. There was a lot of like multiplayer stuff still in Rise of the Tomb Raider on Xbox, and I imagine that will still be on PlayStation 4. I kind of hope all of that stuff comes to PC too, and it's not just a PlayStation 4 exclusive, for the fact that it was 6 months. It's now 6 months later almost, and since that game came out for Xbox, that exclusivity, man. It will be interesting to see what that exclusivity really got them, because in the meantime there really hasn't been any other game to replace it. Uncharted 4 came and went, that's about it. Fallout Shelter PC came out. I don't know if I talked about that or not. It's still not a good game. I wish it was. The quests help, but you don't even get to the quests until you start a brand new game, because the save files don't transfer over, and it's still its main concepts, and its random encounters with bad guys creates a bad situation for playing. Divine Shield, or which one do I want to get rid of first? So, yeah, Fallout 4 2 came and went, and I don't know if I'm ever going to play Fallout 4. I saw this article, or this video on YouTube actually, of somebody claiming that the Far Harbor DLC had a mission that was basically just a stolen idea from a mod for Fallout New Vegas. Kind of this murder mystery in a vault mission. Although it's kind of hard to say that it was stolen, because the mod only came out like a few weeks at most before the Far Harbor DLC, and that seems rather unlikely that they would have had time to steal it.
Listen closely.
But either way, if you make a mod and you put it on the Steam Workshop, you're giving it straight to Valve, to to, well, in this case, Bethesda. So same thing as like Facebook, and that kind of sucks too. Is like
We
I've
must cleanse the
posted
Sunwell.
movie reviews and video game reviews and things on Facebook that I should have every right to, and technically in the EULA, in user license agreement, everything I put on Facebook belongs to Facebook, and they can do anything what they want. It's like,
Reporting
no,
for
no,
duty.
no, 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 that shouldn't be right. That's BS. But the laws are weird. Let's see.
The shadows beckon.
This
Are you my master?
play that. Then end the turn. I just need to kill minions. That's the only thing we've got left to do. And then we'll be done with this recording. So, continuing story, sort of. Somebody tried to bring up the Counter-Strike Go story again, and it's like, well, there's been no new development there. And so they're trying to bring it up for clicks. It's just, well, I bet it's been 2 weeks. I bet nothing's changed. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, quite a lot has changed. I've heard that a lot of those CSGO lotto sites shut down immediately, took all the skins from every single account, and just took the money and ran, pretty much. So I wouldn't be surprised if the people who were gambling, much like what happened to some of the online poker things, is just the money in it suddenly disappears as soon as the account shuts down. And I'm sure the people running the accounts took all those skins and sold them and are trying to make whatever money they can do there. So I don't think it's realistic to say that nothing's happened. I think things have happened. Let's see. This one. Might as well just die and get another card.
Job done.
But the continuing story now, since we've moved on to the next story, as we tend to do on the internet, is, as far as video games at least, is chargebacks in general. People having stolen credit cards, or not even having stolen credit cards, just saying they didn't buy things from that they actually did buy on credit cards, causes chargebacks to sellers, and for some reason those chargebacks has at least one developer saying, I'm not gonna give any more Steam keys, which I'm not certain.
Oops, I broke it.
Full connection there.
Mind if I roll need? If I roll need?
I assume what it was is, instead of probably doing the smart thing and just having Steam be the payment processor of anything, somebody was, well, this was the creator of RimWorld, which I don't even know what that is. Is that supposed to be like Discworld? I don't know, some game. Ooh, I haven't seen this guy. I've never even seen this one. At the end of your turn, restore 8 health to a damage-friendly character. How do you get Ragnaros the Light Lord? We gotta figure that one out. Give Cthulhu +2/+2. Add 2 cards.
I hope you like my invention.
Wow, just give me more Thistle Teas. Yeah, that'll work. Well.
Hey, give me that! Hey, give me that!
So I gotta investigate Ragnar's arrival. So yeah, I imagine what he was doing is he was running his own payment processing through his own website. He was getting chargebacks, and people were getting those Steam keys and then going to some Steam key trading sites, which again, this is all kind of just a problem with Steam's way of doing things. They've been so open that it's allowed avenues for money laundering, trickery, and all that. And so let's see, let's keep going. Why not? We'll go a little bit long. Yeah, I would say sell your game on Steam, you're probably fine still. If somebody tries to do a chargeback on Steam, the Valve will say fine, but we're banning your account and you're gonna not be able to ever access any of your games on that account ever again. I imagine something along the lines, or maybe they'll ban your account and thus you can't update or get any new games on that account, which would be a little bit softer, but either way, you just ban that account, you ban that person, you ban that credit card, you ban that name and address, anything like that. It's not like YouTube where it seems like you can pretty easily get banned on YouTube and then just make another account. Speaking of YouTube, the stupid Tribune Media and Dish dispute has gotten in the way of me watching Penn and Teller's Fullers, and I don't like that, so I'm having to go look on YouTube and find videos of what happened. Stupid disputes. Everybody's at fault. By the time the end user is involved, everybody's at fault. Everybody's being too stubborn. Negotiation, arbitration, whatever needed to be done. Obviously, neither one of the companies, Dish nor Tribune Media, care enough about their customer base to ensure that these things don't happen. And it's just more evidence of the eventual complete and total elimination of, what am I trying to say? It's what's gonna happen to all cable TV. We're gonna just all stop watching it because everybody's gonna have their incident. Everybody's gonna have some channel that gets blocked out. It's like, I'm not interested in buying it.
Can I like
this
your
anymore? This is not a service. What's happening? Unfortunately, like cell phones, it's like awful service, and yet you end up having to have it still. So, I mean, you get awful service from cell phones all the time, but can you really say to yourself, well, I'm just gonna cancel my cell phone service and not have any way to communicate or access the internet? That seems unrealistic at that point. Whereas getting rid of cable TV, it's getting more and more realistic all the time. Particularly for a person like me who's learned to use YouTube a lot, who's growing a base of YouTube videos. There's way more YouTube videos I watch in a day than TV shows already by like 5 or 10 times
I bleed
as much.
for food. I bleed for food.
Whenever this minion takes damage, give your Cthulhu +1/+1. I bet he doesn't have a Cthulhu. He does have a Cthulhu. What an interesting trick to figure out whether your opponent has a Cthulhu or not. Do 1 damage to all minions, that sucks.
Heed the call of Cthulhu!
Done.
Let's get that Cthulhu ready to go. Need to destroy more minions. Yeah, this is gonna end up being almost a 45-minute recording again. Is there anything else to talk about?
My master?
I don't think so. Still just trying to struggle through it. It's so bad to go through these Homestar things. And then I've got to go look and see if that Homestar Runner series is going to squeeze into the month's time. Because I have kind of a hard limit now of 1 month. Because that is going to be butting up right into the Halloween month. It can be a few days off, maybe 2 days over. I could see starting in October 3rd, 4th. If you're getting in the 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th, you've gone too long. It could be a few days under. I could see starting in the month before October on the 28th, 27th. But if you're talking 26th, 25th, that's probably a little too early. Doing a hard reset on October every year and only then trying to have everything line up again there would be a little helpful maybe, but probably not as helpful as other people would think. Inherently, I'm always adjusting, always keeping everything somewhat close towards the end of the month. Not super accurately close. This is far from being a TV channel and telling somebody you have exactly 13 episodes to make. Covering somebody else's creation is a little bit different when things like that happen.
Oops, I broke a diamond.
Let's just go ahead and sprint.
Job's done.
Cthulhu. Cthulhu! Cthulhu! No, not a single Cthulhu. All of a sudden I'm wondering why the new Star Trek movie, what happened there? It must still be coming out, but all the advertisement went from the new Star Trek movie to the... I bet both of those are Sony, and Sony pulled all its Star Trek advertising to do Ghostbuster advertising, and I wouldn't be surprised if I start seeing Star Trek advertising back on TV. Let's see, at the end of your turn, put a minion from the deck. How many? There's 10 cards. So put a minion from your deck into the battlefield. 1 in 10 turn options at most that it would be Cthulhu. Wonder why I was suddenly thinking about the Star Trek movie. It's like, I'm not even gonna watch the Star Trek movie. I didn't watch the second one. I'm also not gonna watch the Star Trek TV series because it's on this stupid CBS online only thing. And I heard that it was gonna be on Netflix for all the international people, so maybe if I just wait, it'll come to the other one. Yeah, and I think we've got it now. I'll play a bunch of 2 things and draw cards. He's got 15 cards, I have 7. Draw a card.
I hope you like my invention.
What you got there?
I hope you like my invention.
Do you hear its call?
Now I have 4 cards left.
Sleep. Listen closely.
I'm trying to destroy this guy. I mean, you could still win this. He's just gotta do 11 damage.
Cthulhu is my shield.
played.
Let's see.
It's coming.
This one. This one.
The shadows beckon.
Ooh, a 1 version of Cthulhu? And what happens if I
I don't
give
have enough mana.
Cthulhu +2/+2?
Cthulhu is my seal.
Oh, Cthulhu gets charged up! Ooh, this is so cool! Baby Cthulhu!
My dream ends. Your nightmare begins.
Little baby Cthulhu! Cthulhu has had a baby. This is... I'm having way too much fun with this.
What secrets will uncover?
Darkness.
The symphony of terror begins.
Are you my master?
Howling up my little baby Cthulhu here.
My magic will tear you apart.
Doing the threat. Let's just see how this goes. Let's just let him continue playing because we do want to get that quest done.
I'm almost out of cards. This way. Darkness.
Let's see.
The symphony of terror begins.
What I'd really love to do is play this card. That would be fun. Let's see.
That minion already attacked.
Let's see what happens here.
Well played.
I'd like him to kill one of my characters so I can play this.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do this.
I'm out of cards.
So, kill this one. Take this. Bye-bye to the base Cthulhu. To the new Cthulhu. There can only be one true Cthulhu. This is how it's always been.
Darkness.
Sleep.
That was pretty fun. I do have to admit that. That's probably the most fun I've had with Hearthstone in a real long time. At least like a month. Really. When you can do these crazy things, that's great. Hey, and we're up to 6,000 gold. How we got to evil, I don't, an equal 6,000, I don't know, but I want to go here just before we end, and let's see if we can find Ragnaros the Light Lord in our crafting. Deathwing, Sky Captain, Claw. We have Ragnaros the Fire Lord, and so maybe he has to be over here. Yes, he is. Okay, so he's 1600 Whispers of the Old Gods card, and I just haven't seen anybody else play it. Alright, that's what I figured. Anywho, 6,000 gold. We're making a good progress. I don't see any reason why we couldn't do 50 packs when the new expansion comes out, which they still haven't even talked about. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.